Hey friends, happy Monday. Thanks for joining us for Unscripted on 13 Plus. I'm Anna Orsini.
And I'm Kirsten Courier. Happy Monday. Definitely going to be a busy week for a lot of folks.
Yeah, it was a busy morning, just seeing a lot of those impacts already travel-wise. So
exactly.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers if you are traveling this weekend.
I know, and it's going to be a record-breaking travel week.
I know. I feel like they say that every year, though.
Honestly, they do.
Yeah, I feel like every single year it's like, this is going to be the biggest travel week that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well, it's probably going to be the same as it always is,
chaotic.
which is painful.
Yes,
so
it
don't
really
discount
is.
any of that information. Obviously, plan ahead of time. That's the biggest thing that you can do.
Yeah, no, for sure. We'll get to that shortly.
Yeah.
We have some details on driving conditions, flying conditions, but first we do want to let you know about a deadly crash that DPS is investigating just east of Benson. We know the crash involved a car and 3 motorcycles. We know 3 people are dead and another person has been hospitalized.
So that crash happened on State Route 80 in Tombstone last night. As of this morning, traffic was being diverted to Highway 82. So we do have this up on our website. You can see there this story. So obviously working to learn a lot more information about what exactly happened out there, as well as the condition of that 4th person who was taken to the hospital. So once we do learn any new information, we will update you on our website. So just keep an eye on this story throughout the day. And something else that we're tracking today, you may not know this, but today is actually International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. And there was a disturbing kind of new report that came out this morning that underscores the importance of the day. So according to the UN, last year a woman was killed every 10 minutes by a partner or family member. The report shows that globally 85,000 women and girls were killed intentionally in 2023.
That's hard to wrap your head
I know,
around, right?
I know. They're hard numbers.
Well, much of the violence against women and girls happens in the home. 60% of all female homicides are committed by intimate partners or family members, with 140 women and girls on average losing their lives to domestic violence every single day. Now, UN Women is calling for accountability and action from decision makers.
So obviously looking at some of those numbers, especially the ones about people being, or women specifically being killed by family members and partners. Obviously leaving is the scariest time, and it also can be the most violent time, but just know that here in Tucson there are a lot of resources, a lot of people who support you. And if you ever feel like your life is in danger, please get out. These numbers are scary, and these are numbers that we obviously want to see change. So just be aware of that today, this really important day across the world. Well, something else that we're keeping an eye on today, a big case recently that we've talked about a lot. Nearly 30 years after being convicted of murdering their parents, the Menendez brothers are set to appear in court together today. Lyle and Eric Menendez are serving life sentences in California without parole for the 1989 murders. But in October, the outgoing Los Angeles district attorney requested resentencing for the brothers.
Now, he recommends life in prison with the possibility of parole. The move came after the brothers filed a
habeas corpus.
Habeas corpus. It gets me every single time I see that.
It's a weird. You look at it and it doesn't look like it should be pronounced that way. Like you know the word, but you don't know. It's kind of like indicted when you read it for the first time. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, filed a habeas corpus petition citing years of parental abuse and new evidence. Today's session is a status hearing. The actual resentencing hearing, that is set for December 11th.
So it is unclear if the brothers will be appearing virtually or in person for the hearing today. It is set for 10:30 California time, which is 11:30 our time. So, of course, we'll keep you updated once we learn more and once that hearing actually happens.
Definitely a lot of people talking about this all over social media.
Yeah.
So many news outlets. All eyes going to be on that for sure.
Absolutely. So, again, we'll keep you updated both on air and online. Well, taking a live look outside at some of those clouds in the sky. Conditions definitely, I feel like maybe on the cooler side compared to what we were seeing a few weeks ago. But travel-wise, a lot of people keeping an eye on the forecast this week, especially if you're heading out of town or if you're driving somewhere in Arizona. So 13 First Alert forecaster Ali Potter here with us today. Are we going to experience any weather that could impact travel at all this week?
Well, beautiful conditions.
Yeah.
That affects your mood.
Yeah.
Great moods.
There's nothing worse than being stuck in traffic and then the weather also being absolutely terrible and just making the traffic worse. Yeah.
And then people are complaining. Then they
Oh,
have to
no,
go to
for
the
sure.
bathroom and they're
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
Tell me you have kids without telling me that you have a kid.
I'm like, well, then
She's
there's
like, I
that.
know this all too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy, right? You know, have kids. It's so
Yeah, it makes the
easy,
holidays
right?
so fun, right?
Exactly. Just kind of depends.
Oh, goodness.
Well, weather-wise,
It's going to be great to travel. 56 right now in Tucson. Really nice. Can't complain about that. 63 in Sierra Vista, 49 Nogales, 59 in Marana, 49 for Safford. And for you in Douglas, a live look outside to Tuamac Hill. I will say this has been the spot, ladies, this
ooh,
morning.
pretty. Everyone out and about.
Out and about, yep. And
Look
they
at
have
it.
been,
There's a couple different groups.
yeah.
Everyone's on a hot girl walk. Good for them.
I bet a
Wait,
bunch
what's
of people.
that?
A hot girl walk?
How do you not know what that is?
Oh, my goodness.
I feel like didn't it kind of start during the
Yeah.
pandemic and then like it really took off after that? It's basically just like getting outside, going on a walk, and getting sunshine to be
Makes
like
you
a hot
happy.
girl. It makes you happy
Oh,
and
yes.
increases your blood flow.
I have to tell you, there's so much lingo in the world these days, and I have no idea what it means.
That's how I
I
feel
don't
about a
know a
lot
lot
of
of it.
things.
Yeah.
Because I'm not on TikTok, so I don't get a lot of it.
No, but it's even like my son is in second grade, and he comes home and he like talks about things, and I'm like, what is that?
What
mean? He goes, "We don't know
language?"
what that means.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm like, I need a dictionary.
We're
I feel
officially
old.
like out of touch. I know.
I
we
really
don't,
am.
We don't know the stuff.
I know.
Well, now you know hot girl walk.
That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Supposed to make you feel better. A lot of people probably having the entire week off. Or
That's true. The kids
shoot.
do at least.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do know the word bruh. That does mean mom, apparently, too.
Oh, different translations. Just we'll call you bruh. Oh my gosh. You're like, I'm not your bruh.
I do answer to it.
Do you? Oh my gosh, such a boy mom.
Water. Oh, my
Bruh.
goodness.
And I'm like, what's up, bruh? And he's like, no, you're the bruh. I'm not. Like, okay,
Okay.
never mind.
Doesn't go both ways.
Exactly. Tuamac Hill, though, really nice to be out and about. That light jacket, though, is needed, as you see right there. 11 o'clock, 69 degrees. 74 by 1. 3 o'clock, 76 degrees. All right. This is why we're seeing these above normal temperatures, that ridge of high pressure, that's right in the middle of that. Now that trough to the north, that's kind of where you see the blue and the purple. That's that storm system to the north that we're not going to see any remnants necessarily like rain or snow. Maybe snow in the higher elevations, a sprinkle or two, but that's mostly to the north of us. For us, we are going to see those cooler conditions or cooler temperatures along with some breezy conditions at times. Our normal has dropped to 71. Today we're seeing 77, the 80s by tomorrow, the 70s Wednesday, Thursday, and on your Friday. Here's a look at today's forecast. 77 for Tucson, 76 in Nogales, more cloud cover for you in Nogales and Sierra Vista, 72 for Douglas. You guys have been making fun of Tom the Turkey all morning long, but he's helping me with the forecast.
It's not that one. It's the one where he's windy and his neck is like to the side. That's the one that I don't like. Or where he's like
For
shaking it a little
tomorrow, We
bit.
should name them.
Okay.
Like
We should
each
name
turkey?
Each turkey.
Each, like this one or just the ones on the graphic that
One
has
or
like
the other one.
windy?
I don't have that other one that you're talking about.
Okay.
I'll bring it back tomorrow.
Yeah,
But-
keep an eye out for that. You guys will know it when you see it because that turkey looks like he's not doing well.
70 by noon on your travel day. Everyone's going to be in a good mood, you know. 77 by 3 o'clock. The cloud coverage can sometimes make you like, a little bit. But overall, really nice temperatures. When it comes to the official Turkey Day, we are hanging out in the 70s, 71 by noon, 74 by 3 o'clock. This is my guy right here. See, I like him. He's down for a good time.
He's throwing it back in the bowling
You
alley.
guys remember
Well,
about
that's what
a year
turkey
ago?
is. 3 strikes and it's a turkey.
We lost our minds by that last year. We were laughing.
I
so
wasn't
hard.
expecting it. It's just, it kind of took me by surprise.
Now we're used to it.
I do remember that because I don't think Mallory's like, no, I don't want to.
Use that graphic.
Yeah, she errs on the side of caution usually. Or she's more conservative. I'm willing to make a risk here. The 80s. What about this guy? He's running. He's running away from your plate.
Aw.
Sad.
82 on Tuesday. The 70s for the rest of the week.
Okay. Honestly, it looks great.
It really does.
Yeah.
You can't complain.
Even the overnights are not too cool.
No, and that's the cloud cover that's keeping us a little bit on the warmer side. So that's some good news for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
for us who
So it's
leave
not
for work.
freezing.
Yeah, bright and
I
early.
know. Oof.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Allie.
You're welcome.
Allie.
And speaking of those holiday travel plans, some good news, especially if you're one of the people who are driving this holiday season. We're finally seeing a little bit of relief at the gas pump.
I know. Oh, thank goodness. So we know more than 71 million Americans are preparing to hit the roads this Thanksgiving week. If you're one of the many traveling by car, again, you could see some relief at the gas pump. We love to see it. According to AAA, the national average price of regular gasoline, that is $3.06.
So that is a more than 20-cent drop compared to last year. In Arizona, it sits at $3.22. Pima County, the average is $3.10. I know that I've seen some places that offer, like the discounts for rewards members for Safeway fries, whatever it may be, that are actually in the $2 range.
Wow,
so,
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I saw a number that started with the 2 the other day, and I was very impressed by that. Okay. So, yeah, definitely good,
we'll take it,
good
for
news,
sure.
Especially ahead of a holiday.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, happening now, city officials are in the process of trying to amend the city code when it comes to EV charging stations. Our very own Andres Rendon has more on how the city came to some of these findings. Let's listen in.
A lot in that community meeting was said about the current city code that's currently in place when it comes to EVs and parking spaces, and what are the concerns had to deal with parking reduction. So we got a parking lot just like this. It's around maybe 100 spaces, and according to city code, a business is supposed to provide sufficient EV charging for these 100 spots. But what happens when we slowly decrease the size of the parking lot from 100 to 75? Well, according to city code, that's when the effects kind of turn out to be the opposite of what was intended.
As the code is currently structured, you would still need to provide EV charging for the full number of spaces instead of the reduced number of spaces that you might get through a parking reduction like an individual parking plan. So you would have to provide EV parking for, let's say, if you had 100 spaces required and you were approved to only provide 75, you would have to provide charging for that full 100.
To mitigate the potential negative outcome, city staff was directed by mayor and council after a September study session to, quote, amend existing standards to base the number of required EVSE parking spaces on the total amount of parking provided after any approved reductions. Another area where officials saw issues was when it came to site expansions. For example, the Loft Cinema on Speedway is adding in a 5,300 square foot structure to the property, but there are no changes to the parking lot. In fact, the parking lot exceeds current requirements. However, in accordance with the city code, the Loft will have to add 8 more electric vehicle stations aside from the 4 they already have on their parking lot as it is.
It was intended that we would save cost, or that people would be able to save costs by providing charging infrastructure at the time of development rather than putting that infrastructure in later. So we want to make sure that we just have enough flexibility worked into the code for situations like that.
The process to amend the city code is still early in the works. There is a commission study session held for next month with another public hearing scheduled for January, and finally a tentative decision to finally amend that city code by mayor and council, hopefully by February. Reporting near Speedway and North Country Club, Andres Rendon, 13 News.
Speaking of Thanksgiving, I love this every single year. 2 turkeys were officially pardoned at the White House this morning, Peach and Blossom. You can see them there. They were pardoned just 30 minutes ago by President Biden as part of the annual Thanksgiving tradition. And I said this morning, I didn't know that there's like different colored turkeys.
Dude, I said the same thing. I was like, I didn't know they made white turkeys.
Yeah.
Like, these are like, for being a turkey, those are pretty birds.
Exactly.
Like, I've never seen them.
Typically, I thought their head or neck was red.
I mean,
more like
they're pink.
Yeah.
Like a little ombre
Very
moment.
Pretty.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
that's
are.
The peach blossom.
The peach,
That's where it
the
comes
peach
from.
blossom from their little neck color. Well, it is a 17. They're 2 17-week-old turkeys. They were pardoned on the White House's South Lawn. So the tradition is 77 years old. It's hosted by the National Turkey Federation. So they get celebrity treatment, which includes a suite at the Willard Hotel in D.C. And a lot of people were wondering this morning. We were talking about this, like, whose job is it to take care of them? So one of our producers, Googled it. I was like, oh, that's the Secret Service job. So yes, it is. They have to take care of them in their suite in the hotel. So these turkeys grew up on a farm owned by the Turkey Federation's chair, John Zimmerman. So they will return to Minnesota. They'll live at the farm after their official pardoning this morning. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They also, as we mentioned, stay in that hotel room. I'm like, who cleans up afterwards?
Probably the Secret Service.
Yeah. Poor guys.
I know, it's like a first-year rookie job.
100%.
Clean up after the turkeys. How do they walk
100%.
them? Are they on leashes? How do they transport them?
I don't know.
There's
We're
so
having
many.
a turkey come here, I think today, or is that tomorrow?
I think it's today at noon. So yeah, if you want to watch. We're
I
not
want to see how that works.
We're not pardoning these turkeys. I don't know where these turkeys live, but we will have turkeys if you want to see them.
I heard they aren't very nice.
They don't look like nice birds. These ones look fine.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, I need somebody to do like a story on the logistics of the turkey pardon. Like, how do they transport them? Do they put them in cages, or do they walk them on leashes through the hotel? Like, what does that look like? You
Or
know,
they just like
carry
free
them.
range.
But will they follow you? Do they listen?
Probably not.
I don't. Where do they sleep?
We have so many questions. I feel like somebody has done a story like this before. Hopefully we can get those answers for y'all.
Yeah. But good news is, big day for Peach and Blossom.
Yes,
That's the main
look at all the
takeaway.
little kids too.
That little girl on the right looks terrified. That's
She's
me
like-
if I saw a turkey that looks like that.
That is
'Cause look
a
how big their feet
little
are.
Strange. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird.
I wouldn't want to mess with them.
No.
Well, don't forget that you can always watch Unscripted on 13 Plus, as well as live newscasts on 13 Plus, as well as Android TV, YouTube TV, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Or you can just go to our website, KOLD.com/livestream. Make sure to click on channel 2 for live, local, late-breaking events. Thank you so much for watching. If you're heading out for Thanksgiving travel, definitely be safe and be kind. And we will be right back here tomorrow morning at 9:30.